This is the process we go through for changing the oil and filter on the gasoline version of the Cat utility vehicle. First, we're going to open up the bed. This gives us access into the areas that we need to get to for the drain plugs. Second, we're going to remove the access panel. This access panel gives us space to look into where the drain plug is also at on the bottom of the oil pan, and that's the one we remove to remove the oil from the engine. Now I'm going to remove the drain plug from the oil pan. Slide the drain pan underneath. You put a 14mm wrench onto the drain plug. Remove the drain plug, drain the oil to be properly disposed of. Now that we empty the oil and retighten the drain plug onto the oil pan, we're going to go through the next process, which is changing the oil filter on the machine. There's an access panel that's inside the cab itself. We're going to remove the seat cushion from the lower base bracket. And then inside of here, underneath the holder, there is an access panel. You remove this access panel. That gives you space to get in there with an extension and a cup wrench in order to get the oil filter removed. Okay, now that we've removed the access panel, we can enter in and put some oil absorbent mats down underneath the oil filter itself to catch some of the drainage from the oil filter. The next step is to get a 12-inch extension, a 3/8-inch drive ratchet, and a cup holder for the oil filter. What we'll do is place this onto the filter itself, get it on there tight. Now we can twist and remove the filter from the engine. Now that we've pulled the oil filter off the engine, we need to make sure that the ring or the seal that's on the oil filter is actually on the oil filter. Sometimes these can come off and stay on the engine block. If you don't see this filter ring on here or the gasket, there's a good chance it's on the block, and if it's left on there, you put a new filter on there, it can actually double gasket it and cause an oil leak. So we need to make sure that is on the filter. Remember when installing new oil filter to put a light coat of oil on the oil seal to keep lubrication on it before installation. Now that we have the oil filter installed on the engine and tightened down, be sure not to forget to remove the oil absorbent mats from inside the area. This is near the exhaust manifold, and they're not to be left in that area. Now we can install the access panel back onto the body of it and reinstall the seat cushion back onto the frame. This has little indents that hook onto the frame, and these will push down into the grommets. Now we add oil back into the engine. It takes a little bit over 2 quarts in a gasoline engine. First we remove the cap off the top. We'll get a funnel, put it into the top of the engine. Now the gasoline engine uses a 0W40 oil, and it takes, like I said, just a little over 2 quarts. Once we've added oil in, we'll pull the funnel out. We'll reinstall the cap. It needs to be snug to the top of the engine when it's put on. After putting the oil back in the engine, you have to start the engine, let it run for a couple minutes, turn the engine back off, and now we need to check the oil level. The dipstick's on the passenger side. Just remove the dipstick. The oil level should be between the min and the max mark on here. This one is set exactly where it needs to be. For more maintenance information, contact your local Cat dealer.